Andretti, they had the tires laid out for him, but they pulled him back. Gary?
Indeed, Paul, they're going to go for fuel only. It's been 3.5 years since Mario's won an IndyCar race. They're pulling out all the stops. They want to see the man behind car number 2's wheel get the victory lane. They wait for the fueling. They're off 14.5 seconds.
And Mario Andretti roars back into the fight.
It wasn't fuel only. If you notice, they put a little bit of right front wing in that car, so he must have had a little understeer, and they're trying to correct that to make it a little bit quicker in the last segment.
And Rick Mears tries to make it to the pits, but he overshoots. Now he's going to try to find reverse. He gets it, backs out of the runoff road, and Roger Penske's watching this on television, and Rick's going to hate that.
Well, it's just, you know, small mistakes leading to big problems, and Rick just tried to get in a little bit too hot, locked up the front end, and slid through the runoff area.
And so with Rick Mears and his problems, the lead of the race falls to John Andretti, but he has yet to make a stop. Very much shades of last year when you consider that Rick Mears had the lead, ran off an escape road. John picked up the lead. Let's go to Jan Bikas.
Paul, there's a lot of drama here. You saw that Roger Penske saw it on the monitor. They're getting the rain tires ready. They may have had a call. And remember that Rick Mears had the last pit stop, so he has the latest window. If it keeps persisting to rain here, he could be and take that advantage, the final stop to get the rain tires. They're scrambling, trying to make that decision.
Well, Rick Mears was, in fact, the leader of the race, but John Andretti took over, being chased by Danny Sullivan. And look at Sullivan. There's the leader of the race, John Andretti, right now. But again, he is due for a stop, and in fact, the Hall VDS team has the equipment laid out, expecting the arrival of John Andretti at just any moment as he comes off of this lap. And there's John on the pit road. The crew is right there.
The leader's in, and it is raining, so it looks like they've got slicks out there. They're not even going to change the tires, so look at the rain in the back.
Over on the other side, this is on the Esplanade, and Tony Bettenhausen now must tiptoe. Jan Bikas.
We're here, and Rick Mears just pulled in. Also, Emerson Fittipaldi. They are going for rain tires. It's not actually raining right here, but it is on other parts of the circuit. When the track is dry, they have to be very, very careful with these rain tires. So he has to be careful not to light it up too much. There he goes, smoking those tires. He's got to be careful unless it's really wet.
There's Vassar with a problem, as look at the rain coming down on the backside. The 30 car belongs to Fabrizio Barbaza, and Bobby Rahal, still running on slicks, has really cut the speed down. And the yellow flags come out all around the course. They will put the pace car out and will slow this race behind the pace car. Boy, look at that. Shades, what was the Indianapolis 500 when Bobby Unser won it last?
Yeah, but at that point, the race was over.
So now, with the double yellows out, look at Mario and Al Unser Jr. tiptoe around, while Rick now has his rain tires.
Probably
but the yellows are out. Wait, what's Rick up to here?
I don't know. It looks like a couple of them are still racing. They're not sure that it's a full course yellow possibly at this point, but this is the toughest condition when half the track is dry and half of it's this wet. Look at that.
I guess you could argue as there is Prappas with a quick spin right in the straightaway, probably as he was upshifting. And there is Buddy Lazier. They tiptoe their way around this track, full course yellow. Rick Mears appeared to go around some cars under the yellow, and it is raining all around the circuit here at Surfers Paradise. Said sometime during this telecast?
I think we did, Paul.
I think if you live in the tropics and you know exactly what happens here, you'll get a squall line of intense rain come through. Usually, though, it clears up and dries rather quickly. If you've spent any time in Hawaii, you would be accustomed to that.
Well, these guys aren't thinking dry right now. I guess right before the yellow, we had 6 different leaders on the 6 previous laps up to yellow. But right now, they were looking for rain tires initially. I think they're looking for snorkels at this point.
What they are doing in race control, Wally Dallenbach is the chief steward, and Kirk Russell is operational director and everyone. They're going to bring the field around behind the pace car at least one more lap. Rick Mears is in the lead of the race. Al Unser Jr. is second. Sullivan is third. Mario Andretti is fourth. Emerson Fittipaldi is fifth. They're going to discuss this rain, which, by the way, has let up somewhat on the front stretch here. but still is fairly heavy through most of the course, though the wind to some degree has died down. And behind us, off to the west of the track, where the weather is coming from right now, the skies have begun to clear. So they'll make a decision as whether or not to stop this race or keep it under yellow, anticipating that they can get a green flag and go back to racing at any moment. There you see the surf coming in, and you see the sky clearing a little bit off to the right, which is the west. Let's go to the pits and Gary Gerald.
Good race.
Well, Rick Gallis is maybe the smartest of the owners because he was one of the first to find an umbrella, and who would have thought we'd need it today? What's the strategy now when you get ready to go green? You think you've got your drivers, Al in second and Danny in third.
Well, it just worked out perfect for us under the way it was thrown. We stayed out one lap, and we were able to come in, and it worked out real good for us. Now we've got to go catch Rick Mears. So, you know, it's anybody's race. You never know in the rain. You don't know how much it's going to dry, Gary. So, unfortunately, we're still running up front after we had a misfortune in the pits here, and then Danny's been doing real good, so we're hanging in there.
The problem that you had in the pits was it the wheel gun on the right rear?
Right. Yeah, the wheel gun broke on us, and I think, I'm not sure, but that's going to happen. We just have to do the best we can.
Okay, thanks, Rick. Let's go to Jan Beekes.
Okay, we're standing by with Roger Penske. He's talking with some of the people here, making all those decisions like Roger does. Roger, that really helped you. Did you have that larger window to change onto rain tires? You're the first to do so.
Right. The other fellows had come in, and then when I saw that it might rain, we stayed out a little bit longer. Then Rick said he spun back over there, slid off, and we just decided to come right in and put the reins on, and we were fortunate.
Okay, so that's put you up towards the front, or is there going to be some shuffling if we were going to go back to green?
Well, I think he's leading right now. The issue is, can you hold off everybody in the rain? It's going to be a little dicey, I'm sure, because it's been so early on the track, and now we get the water.
Okay, thanks, Roger.
Well, that shows you how Roger Penske looks ahead, too. He's exactly right. There's been a full weekend of racing, not just the IndyCars here. So there is some oil, some dust down on the track. Now you add rain. That could be very slick. There's the order with Rick Mears at the top of the field. Al Unser Jr. and Danny Sullivan, the teammates, lie in second and third. Mario Andretti is fourth. Will we go back to racing? I think so. We'll be back in a minute. Nice Australia. Rick Mears leads the field back to what should be a green flag. Johnny Rutherford has already picked up the pace of the pace car. Now, as you look at this and look at the field, you will notice that Al Unser Jr. has been moved back to fourth place. That was with his agreement as they realized that there was a pass that did, in fact, take place under the yellow there. He has dropped back. There are two cars a lap behind, actually three now, between Rick Mears and the second place car, that blue and white machine of Danny Sullivan. There comes Rick. Bentonhausen, Cheever, there is Danny Sullivan, and he is followed immediately by Al Unser Jr., Emerson Fittipaldi, and Bobby Rahal. So two challenges here for Rick Mears. Part of the course is partially dry. Part of it is very wet. The green flag comes out, and we are in a sprint race to the finish under most strange conditions.
Rick got a tremendous jump on the field. This will help him with such few laps left in the race, Paul.
And Danny Sullivan in second place tries to carve up through the field, gets around Bentonhausen, and hopes that he can now mount a challenge against the leader of the race, Rick Mears. As they went by, it was 7 laps to go.
You can see the track starting to dry up exceptionally quick. It might be a factor whether the rain tires are going to last even the 7 laps that are left in this race.
Perfectly dry in this section of the track. That's eating away at those rain tires. Here comes Danny Sullivan with Al Unser Jr. in third place, just behind. They're trying to close in as best they can. One car separates them and the leader, Rick Mears, as he tiptoes off the corner. But they are very definitely within striking distance.
What's going to happen now, you might be able to catch the guy in front of you, but you're going to have to get offline to make the pass. Offline's going to be wetter, more slippery, so it's going to give the advantage to the leader at this point.
Different conditions, different sections of the course. There's Danny Sullivan, the 18 car, running in second, and he, in fact, is closing in on Eddie Cheever. But look at the back end of that car twitch.
Well, Danny's got the leg in it, no question about it. To try to catch the leader, he's got to jump the car sideways. That's going to be hard on those rain tires.